Hey guys, this is Trey Greger over here at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Today we're going to be talking about the Keystone Fuzion 429. One of the first things I love to point out on my Fuzions is they all come standard with the MORryde 3000 suspension. With the roads the way they are and the infrastructure going the way it is, it's great to have a more sturdy suspension, a better built unit to travel down the road so you're not rattling everything loose on the interior of the unit. What that gives you is 6 inches worth of play both ways instead of the standard 3 inches. Also on the outside of the Fuzion, you can see that we have 3 awnings standard. We have one here, one on the front cap, and we also have one off the rear over the ramp door and patio setup. On the outside of the unit, you'll also see the frameless windows. One of the beautiful things about how Keystone produces a unit is that they really care about the quality of what they're putting out. So by doing the frameless windows, this gives you added assurance that the seals are not exposed to the sun all the time, thus drying out and creating leaks and potential problems in the future for your camper. By storing the seals on the inside, keeps them dry, keeps them away from the sun, keeps them from drying out as easily. They also CNC route their windows versus having a human route them out. Monday through Friday kind of job. If they're CNC routed, they're done every time perfectly right, the exact same. No room for error. If a gentleman's doing it on a Monday, his work's better versus Friday to 4 o'clock. Leaves a little bit more room for failure there. So on the rear end, you'll also have the ramp door. It is a 0G door, and it will give you a party deck once it's lowered. It is the only unit that doesn't come with the standard 2 pulls on the outside that are secured with a master lock of some kind. This is only a key that you will have. You put it in, you turn it, it pops it open. On the left side of the unit, you do have 2 30-gallon fuel tanks. One for the fueling station that comes standard on the unit. You also have another 30-gallon for the generator up front. That way you can go off-grid camping and still power your coach. On all Fuzions, it's coming standard with the Onan 5500 generator. This generator is stored in a very secured area, but it's vented out to the right side. This unit is approved by the National Parks regulations for noise ordinance and vibration ordinance, so it's going to be quieter at the campground, it's going to be less disturbing to your neighbors, it's going to be less disturbing to you while you're sitting out running it. That also gives you the capability of going off-grid camping. You don't necessarily need your power source to run the coach. Now that we've moved to the inside of the Fuzion, there's a couple things I'd love to touch on in the living area. One of the #1 complaints on the fifth wheel toy haulers is the lack of actual living space. Fuzion thought of this when they designed this floor plan. They gave you the 2 opposing slides, they gave you the 2 recliners here, the 2 recliners here, and the corner seating there. They wanted it to feel more like a luxury fifth wheel that happened to have a garage as opposed to just a toy hauler. So in the furniture of the Fuzion, on each corner we're going to have the recliners, but not only is it the recliner, they are also the upgraded Thomas Paine furniture that does include the 2 settings for the heat on it, the setting for the light is on or off, and then the 3 settings for the massage. It also has the little input for a pedestal on each recliner, so there'll be 4 total, 3 opposed to this one. You set the pedestal in it, then you've got a nice place to put a plate, coffee mug, laptop, anything you really need to keep near you since we don't have a dining space. So you can also notice they've gone with the gray cabinetry, the wood grain mantle, and the wood grain floors to give it that more modern approach to how it's going to look. They want everyone to feel much more comfortable. They want to stay with the times. They're going to go with the trends. Fireplaces are also coming standard in your Fuzions. One of the big things on the Fuzions is the fact they come with 3 ACs. Now, a lot of other competitors are going to tell you they come with 3 ACs as well, and you can run all 3 at the same time. They're utilizing what's called a power management system, and that's going to run 2 ACs with the third one being on a fan mode. The Fuzion utilizes the OmniChill system. By using more efficient capacitors and smaller compressors, they're able to run all 3 ACs at the exact same time off 50 amp power. So you actually cool the entire coach more efficiently and much more quickly than you do in some of the others. What's beautiful about that is while you can run 3 on 50, you can run 2 of your ACs on 30 amp. They also are a luxury fifth wheel, so they're going to have the roller shades as opposed to just the accordion blinds or the standard residential plastic ones, the ones that bang everywhere. Now, one of the beautiful things about the interior of a Fuzion is that they don't use plywood for the subfloor, they don't use OSB for the subfloor. They use a material called DinoSpan. What that is a monolithic piece, so one piece goes from the stairs back to the opening of the garage. There are no seams to be stepped on, creating soft spots, because over time that's what they do. Being one piece, it's going to remain solid, and it's also laminated and it's moisture wicking. So the Fuzions now are coming with what's called the InCommand system. The InCommand system seen on the wall here is a touchpad terminal that you can control everything within the actual unit itself. We can turn off the lights, turn on the lights, we can operate the air conditioning, the heating, we can operate the generator, the awnings, the slides, everything from the touch of a button right here. But they've taken it one step further. This does include Bluetooth connectivity. And so by downloading the app on your phone, you actually have the ability of turning off the lights running the slides in, running the awnings in, whatever it may be, from the convenience of your phone when you're walking around the unit to ensure that you're not about to hit a tree with your slide or anything along those lines. Now they've also got a built-in Wi-Fi extender. It will capture and utilize Wi-Fi within a 2-mile radius for this unit here. It won't provide it to the entire coach, but just for the terminal. What that means is when you're connected to Wi-Fi, and this is also connected to Wi-Fi, you can operate the slides, the AC, the awnings, everything on this camper from 10 hours away as you would standing right here with it. That gives you the ability to run in your slides, your awnings or something, should you leave it on a permanent spot and you know a storm's about to come in or something, you want to protect your investment. So in the actual kitchen of the Fuzion, you can see that we do still have our standard gas and electric refrigerator as opposed to a residential. They did this with keeping in mind that you might be off-grid camping. This is also going to run off the propane as well as the power provided by the generator or your shore power. You'll notice that this does have the solid surface countertops. It's not the T-molded or the thermofoil wrap. This is a true countertop. It's going to be much more resilient to hitting things with it, hot pans, dumping things on it as opposed to some of the other competitors. On the sink, it is a farm style sink. It's dropped in single bowl. But what's beautiful is the fact that our cover here is not only a good looking bamboo that goes well with the interior, but it's also used for a cutting board. So as you can tell in the bedroom of the Fuzion, we do actually have a wardrobe slide to give you all that added space for your long trips. They do also give you a king size bed. You typically don't see these in your fifth wheel toy haulers, for the mere fact of when the slide comes in, you don't generally have the room. Fuzion's overcame that by installing what's called the glide-a-bed system. When the slide comes in, it pushes the entire box of the mattress over, and then when it releases, the springs underneath the box release the mattress and it slides back into place. That way they can give you the storage, the king-size bed, and the good feel of the room. As you can tell, we have continued with the aesthetic appeal of the farmhouse look in here and the gray cabinetry. In the bathroom of the Fuzion, the shower is a one-piece molded residential style. It does have the trifold glass door with the latch to keep it enclosed or situated while traveling down the road so it's not beating around busting everything. Now it also does have the adjustable shower head so you can raise it up to an actual grown man's height, unlike some of the other competitors that you've stand in and they've gone just to your chest. The bottom side of the cabinetry in the bathroom is a laundry hamper that pulls out from the top. You can put a bag in it, put all your dirty clothes and everything in there so you're not cluttering up the bathroom or the bedroom with all your stuff on the floor. So this is the adjustable shower head here. You can see that I can raise it up to the ceiling and it actually reaches me like I'm in a regular shower at the house. Now if you're shorter and you want to get closer, you can bring it all the way down. At the top you can see the bubble for people much taller than myself can fit in here quite well. There is a seat. Should you need a seat for any reason in the shower, you do have it. Now we're in the garage area. We're in what makes Fuzion a Fuzion. It's not the standard garage that you're going to find across the board with a 2,000 or 2,500 pound weight capacity. Fuzion gives you 3,000 to 4,000 pound weight capacities in all the garage. They accomplish this by the way they utilize the frame underneath. They do the waffle pattern. So you have 3 I-beams, you have 2 on the outside, 1 in the center, and they do 3 more across the top of them. That gives you all this added structure. As you can see, they come standard with the Happy Jack bed system. You have 2 couches or 2 beds, and then it all raises up together to give you all the garage space while traveling. So by folding this down and folding this down, you can see that you can reasonably sleep at least 2 adults here, and then another 2 in here, giving you about 4 sleeping capacity in the garage area. Should they be children, of course, you can get a couple more on there should you want to. When it comes to the tie-down aspect of the Fuzion, this is where they really shine. This is what's called the OmniTrack system, or the 5K interlock system. If you get a chance, look up the video 5K interlock Fuzion on YouTube, where they show you just how strong these are. Now these are not U-bolted around the frame, and they are certainly not screwed into plywood underneath. These are welded directly into the frame, so each rung that you see within a Fuzion is a 5,000 pound weight capacity. Every one of them. There are 40 points of contact in the garage area, so that's 40 points of contact that are 5,000 pound tie downs. This is a 13-foot garage in the 429, so we have a lot of space to put an ATV, motorcycles, four-wheelers, whatever it may be, or if you're just going to use this as a bunk room. Now, as you can see back here on the wall, we do have the actual garage door, but we also have the bifold seasonal doors. This is great for when you're sitting around at the campground, you've got your deck out, but you want to keep the door closed, keep the bugs out. This does drop down to just the screen here, or you can bring the glass up if it's a bit of a chillier day and you want to maintain the temperature in this area and keep the view. You'll see this yellow pull here. Fuzion allows you to actually open the garage area from the interior of the camper. Not many companies are doing this. This gives you the ease of access from the inside to set up your camp just right here. Instead of having to go out, pull it down, climb back up, and then set everything out. It's as simple as taking it here, pulling, and pushing it. It is a 0G door, so it doesn't fall with much force. And it also takes a lot less effort to bring up. One individual can do it by themselves. And then you see here we have our party deck. They do use the MORryde party deck as opposed to the Lippard ones. This is a 2,000 pound capacity deck, so a couple guys hanging out can all get together and sit back here, roll the awning out, and enjoy a nice afternoon. This does come with a set of stairs to lead you off the side of it. It does have 2 support legs to put underneath should you want to just use the support legs as opposed to the tension cables on the either side. If you need to utilize the actual ramp component, these are secured by simple pins. You pop them out and this falls to the ground. And then these doors fold right out. That way you can drive whatever it is right up into the interior of the camper and then close it up very simply. The Fuzion 429 is in fact prepped for a washer and dryer. This would be a ventless combo unit. That way if you're going somewhere for an extended period of time, you're not wasting a bunch of money at the laundromat. You can be self-contained right here in the unit. The Fuzion 429 does have a half bath in the garage area. So whether you're using this as a bunk area or just an area for everyone to hang out on the back deck, people don't have to go through the camper to go up the stairs to go to the restroom. You can jump right in here and take care of anything you need to take care of.